Good morning, guys. I'm recording this morning for Fuel Lethbridge, which makes me so excited. If you guys have been there for a while, you might remember me from when I used to come and teach yoga right at your gym. So my name is Lauren Hart. Since then, I've opened my own space here in downtown Lethbridge, so that's where I'm recording from today. It's called Heart Space Yoga Studio. So today I had planned to do a little bit of a flow with you guys, but since you already get your butts kicked enough, it's going to be more focused on just creating mobility rather than creating strength. With that being said, you might notice there's kind of like a slower strength being built as we're asked to pause in certain areas of the practice. So we're going to use a couple blocks today. So if you have yoga blocks, we're going to use 2 of these. If you don't have yoga blocks at home, you can use something that looks like this, or I will offer some modifications without the use of props, just in case you can't dig up anything in an old closet that kind of takes this shape. We're so grateful to be here on this platform with you guys, and thank you so much to Heather and to Travis and the whole team there. We do have a lot more videos on our own website as well, and there's also a portal there where you can donate. So if you feel inclined to exchange anything for these offerings from Andrew and I, you can head over, place a small donation if you like, and if not, we just hope to see you maybe someday on the mat. And thanks for practicing with us. When you're ready, come to your mat. Make sure that you have everything you need for practice. So those 2 blocks, if you do have them, maybe some water. You can place the blocks near the top of your mat and look down at your feet. Make sure they're hip distance apart. We're going to take mountain pose. Palms forward, fingers spread wide apart. Now we can start to move into the wrists by making fists and rolling the wrists outward, feeling what that might be like this morning. If there's any tension lingering, feel your feet into the floor, each individual toe. Begin to reach your arms up to shoulder height. Flip your palms back so your thumbs are down, and then widen your palms back toward the wall behind you, broadening through the chest. Flip your palms back forward, and then start to bring your hands together. Palms meet, arms are straight out at shoulder height. Gaze forward. Open the arms to the sky. Maybe you look up, draw your navel to your spine. When you exhale, bring your thumbs to the back of your neck, hug your biceps in toward your face. Keep your chin down this time, parallel to the floor, looking forward. Feel your breath through your nose. Observe your feet into the floor. Rise your palms up, look up. On your exhale, forward fold, bring your hands to the mat, let the crown of your head go. Feel your breath, spill some weight onto your toes. If it feels good, maybe you take your hands for opposite bicep or opposite forearm. You can rock side to side, observing the body here, seeing what it has to offer, what it might be showing up with. Keep breath through your nose and magnetization from your navel to your spine. So it's like the lower belly is scooping in and up. Release your hands to the floor or your shins. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Lift your right leg up behind you, and then drop your right toes to the back of the mat. Look forward. Bring your fingertips to the floor, framing your left foot. Reach the spine long. Feel your left hip pull back in space. Hips are square to the top edge of the mat. Create length through the crown of the head. From here, if you'd like, you can grab onto blocks or you can bring your hands to the floor, framing your left foot. Lengthen your left leg out, pulling it towards straight. The back toes, you can be high on the toes. The heel doesn't need to reach the floor. Lengthen the chest forward. Feel breath as you expand your lungs, expand the front body. Bend back into your left knee. Lower your right knee down. Open your arms to the sky. Look up past your fingers. Widen out through the chest. Bring your palms to meet and your thumbs to the back of your neck again. Open your heart, hug your biceps toward your face, and draw your navel to your spine, keeping strength through the legs. Next inhale, reach your hands up. On your exhale, bring your hands to the floor. We're going to step back, plank pose. Shoulders away from ears. Lower your knees. Lower your chest and your chin, and then lower your hips down. Untuck the toes and rise the heart, cobra. On your exhale, lower down. From here, press to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips high into downward facing dog. Soften the heels, feel your breath through your nose. Look forward and take as many steps as you need. Walk your feet all the way up to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open your arms to the sky, come all the way up. On your exhale, bring your palms to meet, hands to the center of your chest. Find breath. Release your arms down by your side, bring your hands to fists, and then roll out through the wrists again. Keep the shoulders soft. Next inhale, open your arms up to shoulder height, reaching out to the side. Bring your palms to meet, thumbs point up. Reach your hands up, look up. On your exhale, thumbs to the back of your neck, hug your biceps toward your face. Heart lifts, feet stay steady onto the ground. Next inhale, look up, hands up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to the floor or your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg lifts up behind you. Inhale. Drop your left toes to the back of the mat. Grab onto your blocks if you'd like, or your hands can be on the floor. Lift your heart, slide your shoulders from your ears. Feel the navel draw into your spine. Gradually, we're pulling that right leg towards straight. You can stay high on the back toes. Keep reaching the heart forward. Right thigh is really strong. Lower your left knee to the floor, bend into your right knee, and open your arms up, low lunge. Gaze up past your fingers. On your exhale, thumbs to the back of your neck. Biceps hug into your face. Elbows point straight up to the sky. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down. You can step your blocks away, lift your right knee up and step back, plank pose. Lean forward, shoulders stack over wrists, lower down to your belly. Untuck your toes, rise your heart, cobra. Feel your breath. Lower down. From here, press onto your knees, tuck your toes, come up to downward facing dog. Return to breath, especially if you feel you've disconnected. Lift your right leg, step it forward between the hands, lower the left knee down. Next inhale, arms rise all the way up above the shoulders, look up. On your exhale, palms connect, thumbs to the back of your neck, hug biceps toward your face, and vacuum your right hip back. Inhale, look up, hands up. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, sweep the arms up. On your exhale, drip it back forward, hands reach behind. Inhale, breath, arms reach up. Exhale, breath, chest to thigh, arms reach back, crown of the head points forward. Inhale, breath, open the arms. On your exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Lift your back knee. Feel your breath. Leave your left palm onto the mat and open your right arm to the sky, looking up. Slide both shoulders from your ears. Pull the right hip back toward the wall behind you. Look down, hands frame the foot, step back, plank. From here, or your knees, lower down, belly meets the floor. Inhale, breath, cobra pose, shoulders down your back. On your exhale, lower down. From your knees, press back, child's pose. Let your hips lengthen toward your heels and your forehead soften toward your mat. Feel breath into the back body. Length through the side body and the armpits. Come forward through hands and knees. We'll return back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, inhale. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Lower your right knee down. Next inhale breath, open your arms to the sky. On your exhale, bring your thumbs to the back of your neck, palms connect. Lift the heart, lift the navel. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, chest to thighs, sweep your arms back. Inhale, ride the breath back up. Use the full length of your breath to move. When you exhale, chest to thighs, sweep the arms back. Inhale, heart up, arms up, look up. On your exhale, chest to thighs, sweep the fingers behind. Deep breath in, come back up. On your exhale, bring your hands back, chest to thigh. Open the arms high, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift your right knee, settle your right hand into the mat, left arm opens high, twisting open. Pull your left hip back, pull the front body in toward the back body, look up past your hand if it's okay for your neck. Bring your hands down to the floor, step back, plank pose. From here or your knees, lower down, belly meets the floor. Inhale, heart opens. On your exhale, lower your heart down. Press back. Child's pose, hips over your heels. Soften your forehead to the floor or to a block or a blanket if you have one. Sometimes it can be strenuous on the neck to try to reach the forehead to the floor in this position. Keep letting breath guide you. Come back into what you're feeling right now. Lift your heart and sit back onto your heels. Let your hands rest onto your lap. With eyes closed, just feel your body right now. Maybe your palms are down into your legs, offering you support and grounding, making you feel stable, coming back into all of your sensations. Soften your shoulders. Just be here right now, observing breath. When you're ready, come forward to hands and knees. Set your hands shoulder distance apart, knees underneath your hips. Now feel that alignment you have with hips stacked over top of your knees and begin to crawl your hands forward. We're coming into melting heart pose. So as you let the heart reach toward the mat, it might feel good to take a block under your forehead for additional support if things don't feel very open here. That block can exist at any height. If you don't need the block, maybe you step it to the side, you let your heart melt down between the shoulders and your forehead touches the mat. The most open way to do this pose would be with your chin onto the floor. Now that might feel a little too intense, so if you try it and you need to move back, then that's okay. Keep finding breath, softening the chest. Slowly return back up, hands and knees, back to seated on your heels with hips over heels. Sometimes it's nice to let your hands touch one another as they rest into your lap, maybe palms up or maybe palms down. Palms up sometimes feels like a place of receiving, which can be really interesting after deep heart openers like that, as you let all of the benefits, all of the feelings come to you. Palms down is more of a way to get yourself stable, to get yourself connected. They each have their place in practice, equally interesting, equally necessary to receive and to ground down all of that new information. We're going to come to a seat, so kick your legs to the side and stretch your feet out in front of you. Flare your toes up and point the toes, taking a few little motions through the ankles here. And then the feet are going to plant onto the mat about hip distance apart, so knees are bent. Start to lean the heart back a little bit, but lift the center of the chest. Right leg is going to lift, reach your arms out and flip your palms up, and if there's more movement that wants to exist in the ankle or the foot, then let it happen. Keep sliding your shoulders back behind your heart. And then plant your hands, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. We're coming into seated pigeon, so a few ways you can deepen this pose is by bringing your hips closer to that left heel, and also by pressing your hands into the floor and lifting your heart toward your shins. You don't want to feel the heart sink back or kind of sag back. So if you need to take your hips farther away so you can have a long spine, then do that. Release the right foot, bring it down to the floor. Bring your hands onto your shins, take a deep inhale and lift your heart. Feel your breath. Open your arms out, left leg lifts this time. Keep your thighs in one line, point and flex your toes. Bring your hands behind you and cross the left ankle over top of your right thigh. Lift your heart up toward that shin, and then maybe you move your hips closer in toward that right heel. Keep pulling your shoulders behind your back, exposing the chest, widening the collarbones, and then keep activity through that left foot so that the ankle doesn't sickle, it stays really strong. Especially if you have weakness in your ankles, it's nice to stay aware of that. Bring your arms back out, release the foot. Lean back onto your tailbone and then lift both feet, coming into Navasana, boat pose. So your shins can stay parallel to the floor if you like. Heart stays lifted, front and back body pulls together. Cross the ankles, lift the hands up, deep inhale. On your exhale, thumbs to the back of the neck. Open the heart. Feel breath deeply down into your belly. Bring your hands forward all the way down to the mat. Let the forehead rest. That doesn't need to mean into the floor. You can just soften your gaze. So whatever depth of this works for you, that's okay. Breath happens here. Into the back body. Inhale, come back up to seated. Roll out through the shoulders if you need some movement through that or the neck. You can roll them backwards, forwards. Feeling where you're at. We're going to interlace our hands behind our back. You can bring your thumbs all the way over toward the right ribs. Let your right elbow point way out to the side and find a little bit of movement through the neck. Tilt your right ear over toward your right shoulder and feel your left shoulder drop really far down away from the ear, stretching through the left side. Bring your gaze back up through center. Hands travel around toward the left side this time and take a few little movements through the neck, gentle ones, of course. And then we'll let the left ear rest toward the left shoulder, letting the right shoulder drop all the way down, finding length through the right side of the neck. Bring your gaze back through center, open your arms to the sky, inhale, thumbs to the back of the neck, palms connect, and then widen your palms into the back of your skull, elbows point out to the side, heart lifts high, gaze is forward. Next inhale, hands lift up, look up. On your exhale, bring your hands down beside you. Bring your blocks so that you could reach them onto the sides of your mat. And then start to open your palms up to the sky, planting your feet, bent knees. We're going to lower slowly all the way down to the mat. Let the heart rest. Arms reach out to the side. Knees are still bent. Bring your feet in, closer to the hips, but then wider apart. Letting the knees wave over to the left and then over to the right. Try to let this movement happen, matching your breath. Exhales to move to one side, inhales to move through center, exhales to the other side. Find a flow with your own breath. Bring your feet hip distance apart. If you do have a block or something you're using to support your practice, maybe you lift your hips and you slide that block or whatever it is underneath the tailbone. So being careful not to place it underneath the lumbar spine, you want to kind of find that flat part right at the bottom of the spine. So when you let your weight rest down, it really feels like it's creating length in the body. Walk your shoulders together behind your back. Maybe it's nice for you to reach your hands for your belly or even your ribs so that when you breathe, you can feel it into your palms. The expansion, the contraction. Feet are still steady down into the floor. Connect back to the body, back to the sensations in this moment. Let it be simple. Feel into the body. Bring your hands down so that your palms are into the floor. Lift your hips just enough to remove whatever was underneath the hips. And then you can hug your knees in toward your chest, wrap your arms around them, and rock side to side. Alternatively, if you want to bring your hands onto your kneecaps, you can do that. Option to rock side to side or to stay completely still, that's up to you. Feel the back body press into the floor. Feet come down all the way to the mat, and then begin to lengthen out the legs. Iron out any of the wrinkles so that maybe once you come down to your back body, into your final savasana, you can stay there. Heart open, body completely surrendered down. The legs can be wider than hip distance with the toes flopping out to the sides. The back of the head rests down. And you just return back to natural breath. Through the nose, into the body, into the heart. Let the body be completely still as you just pause in this to soak up everything that you've done, to really let the benefits enter the body without getting in the way by trying to power through it or direct it ourselves. This part of the practice is just about allowing, about trusting the body to do its work. About breath. Anytime you need a reminder, just come back to breath, the way it sounds, the way it feels in your body. Its simplest qualities. Notice if there's any parts of the body that could be even heavier, with even less resistance. You can let your hands find your body again. Maybe you point and flex your toes. Finding a way to connect back to your physical presence. Whenever you're ready, you can roll onto your right side, curling in. Let your head rest onto your arm, eyes stay closed. And then when you're ready, come up to a comfortable seat facing the front. Let your hands rest on your lap. Sit nice and tall. Feel what you've created. Lots of length in the spine. A few moments in breath. Grounding down. If you'd like to flip your palms up for a couple moments to receive, you can. Let the backs of the hands rest on your lap. Take it all in. Bring your palms to meet at the center of your chest. Lift your heart high. If it feels right, you can bow your head down toward your connected hands. With gratitude, namaste.